Welcome back to HallyuTalk. Hey everyone. If you're new here, this is the channel where we go deeper than the headlines on BTS, K-pop, and global fan culture. And tonight, I want to talk about something that's honestly difficult to explain unless you've experienced it yourself. Because there's something strange about BTS concerts. And no, I'm not talking about the choreography, or the production budget, or even the music itself. I'm talking about the crowd. Because people don't just attend BTS concerts. They cry, they shake, they hug strangers, they fly across continents. And somehow, 50,000 people start feeling emotionally connected to each other at the exact same time. If you've ever seen footage from a BTS Stadium show, you probably noticed it immediately. The purple ocean, the synchronized fan chants, the silence during emotional speeches, the way entire stadiums move almost like one living organism. And after BTS returned in 2026 following nearly 4 years away as a full group due to military service, that emotional intensity somehow became even stronger. So tonight, I want to answer a question that even non-fans have started asking. Why do BTS stadium crowds feel so different? Most concerts have audiences. BTS concerts have participation. That difference matters. At most stadium shows, the crowd reacts to the artist. But at BTS concerts, the audience becomes part of the performance itself. The best example is the purple ocean. Tens of thousands of synchronized army bomb light sticks turning entire stadiums into waves of moving violet light. And visually, it's stunning. But psychologically, it does something even more powerful. Human beings are emotional imitators. When thousands of people around you are singing the same lyrics, moving in sync, screaming at the same moments, your brain starts interpreting the experience as collective emotion instead of individual emotion. That's why BTS concerts often feel overwhelming even to people attending for the first time. You stop feeling like you're watching a performance. You feel absorbed into something bigger. And nowhere was that more obvious than BTS's recent Stanford Stadium concerts in California. Stanford Stadium hosted 3 sold-out BTS shows in May 2026 as part of the Arirang World Tour, marking the group's first Bay Area performances in 8 years. The concerts used a 360-degree stage designed to surround the audience from every angle, which means fans weren't simply watching BTS. They were surrounded by other fans emotionally reacting in every direction. That changes the energy completely. But the real reason BTS crowds feel different goes deeper than production design. It's emotional history. BTS fans didn't just discover the group through catchy songs. Many fans grew up with them. BTS debuted in 2013. And over the last decade, fans watched the members struggle publicly with pressure, burnout, insecurity, criticism, and fame. BTS built an identity around emotional honesty. Songs about loneliness, anxiety, self-worth, fear of failure, youth, mental exhaustion, and for millions of listeners around the world, those themes felt deeply personal. That creates something psychologists call a parasocial bond. Normally, that term gets used negatively online. But at its core, it simply means people emotionally connect with public figures who consistently accompany important moments in their lives. And BTS has been present during huge emotional chapters for many fans. High school, university, breakups, depression, loneliness, career struggles, even the isolation of the pandemic years. Then came the military hiatus in 2022. BTS paused full group activities while members completed South Korea's mandatory military service. For almost 4 years, fans waited. And during that time, many people wondered, would BTS still feel the same when they came back? The answer turned out to be yes, but emotionally amplified. Their 2026 reunion became one of the biggest comeback moments in modern pop music. Because absence changed the emotional stakes. Fans weren't just excited for new songs. They were relieved that something important in their lives had returned. Another reason BTS crowds feel different is because ARMY operates more like a global community than a traditional fan base. Fans learn official fan chants, coordinate light stick patterns, organize travel groups, translate content across languages. share live stream updates globally in real time. There's infrastructure behind the emotion. And after years of online connection during the hiatus era, many fans arrived at these concerts already emotionally synchronized before the show even began. That's why first-time attendees often describe BTS concerts as unusually welcoming. Because ARMY culture heavily emphasizes participation. People hand out freebies, help strangers find seats, teach chants to new fans. The atmosphere feels less competitive and more communal. One recent Stanford concert guide even reminded fans to respect each other's viewing experience, avoid blocking sightlines, and engage positively with fellow fans because of the intense emotional environment surrounding BTS shows. That kind of guidance sounds small, but it reflects something important. BTS concerts depend on shared emotional cooperation. And then there's the music itself. BTS structures concerts emotionally. High-energy sections, emotional speeches, nostalgic songs, quiet reflective moments. The audience isn't kept at one emotional level. They're taken through an emotional narrative together. That's why people leave exhausted. Not physically, emotionally. Stadiums amplify emotion. There's a reason BTS increasingly performs in enormous venues. When 50,000 people sing the same lyrics simultaneously, your brain processes the experience differently than it would in a smaller venue. Sound becomes physical. Emotion becomes visible. Stanford Stadium alone hosted 3 massive sold-out BTS concerts this month. And when you see an entire football stadium glowing purple while thousands of fans sing Korean lyrics together in California, it stops feeling like a normal pop concert. It starts feeling like a global cultural event. That's also why BTS stadium footage spreads so aggressively online. Even people who don't know the group immediately recognize the scale of emotion happening in the crowd. The visuals communicate the feeling instantly. So why do BTS stadium crowds feel different? Because BTS was never built only on entertainment. It was built on emotional continuity. Fans didn't just consume BTS content. They grew alongside it. And after nearly 4 years apart as a full group, those emotions didn't disappear. They accumulated. Which means when BTS finally returned in 2026, the concerts stopped feeling like ordinary performances. They started feeling like reunions. Reunions between fans and artists. Between strangers. Between people and the versions of themselves they used to be when those songs first mattered. And maybe that's why BTS crowds feel so intense. Because for a few hours inside those stadiums, tens of thousands of people feel understood at exactly the same time. If you enjoyed this deeper dive into BTS, ARMY culture, and the psychology behind global fandoms, subscribe to HallyuTalk for more documentary-style BTS analysis every week. And if you've ever attended a BTS concert, tell me honestly, did it feel different to you too? Borhi, Purple Heart.